You and I both know that this world is going absolutely bonkers. It is like crazy madness out there. And with all of the distractions going on in today's world, it is very important that we get crystal clear on God's plan for our life, on our alignment with God's will for our lives specifically. And that we become better Christians that are truly walking in the faith and following the established path that Jesus has laid out for us. I have a lot of notes that I took on this subject of becoming a better Christian in 2025. So I'm just going to go through it all, and I'm probably just gonna have a video of me doing house chores because I'm just gonna read off everything that I've written considering this topic specifically for this year, because these are the points that I want to follow in my personal development as a better Christian for this year. So here we go. This topic of becoming a better Christian probably has you really excited, but you probably, if you clicked on this video, don't know how to become a better Christian. I sure didn't. As of recently, I have started to implement these things in my life, but it is very important to do them properly. Maybe you started your spiritual journey and have questions as to like, where do I begin? What do I do? What does walking with Christ look like? What does aligning my life to the will of God looks like? And I had those questions too, and I honestly still have those questions. You'll probably never answer them fully, but it is important to get serious on this path because it's the path towards salvation and living a good God-pleasing life. I think that the answer to becoming a better Christian is so simple but also so hard that it requires humility and extreme attention to detail. The saints and even my priests have confirmed that there are main ways that we can improve ourselves as Christians. And these ways are continuous reading of the Bible daily, reading of the Psalms, and daily reading of the lives of the saints. This list seems so doable. It's just 3 things, right? I'm sure for some Christians, they read their Bibles every single day and have lovely quiet time with Jesus. However, it is important as true Christians not to stop just at reading the Bible and creating our own interpretations of the Bible. For most Protestant Christians, they have their Bibles, their tabs, their multicolored pens, and think that this is enough. But actually, it's not. And it might be a more harmful way to approach the Bible than they might think. Do Christians know their history? I don't mean what's in the Bible, but what came after the stories that are in the Bible. When the book of Revelation closes, what comes after for the history of Christians? Can you as a Christian answer this? Because I certainly couldn't. It is so important not to rely on our own interpretations of what we read in the Bible, but go to the Holy Fathers, like St. John Chrysostom, who have already interpreted these passages for the benefit of the Christians that came after them. However, to some Christians, this statement may come across as very, very strange. This is especially true if you are a Christian living in America, where ancient Christianity is just becoming more known. What holy fathers, you might ask, or who are these people, and can I even trust them? The unfortunate truth about the Christian religion, as it is presented to the mainstream population, mainly the Western cultures, is that Protestant Christianity is void of all traditions. Our rich Christian family history, the countless holy people of the church, are not even mentioned in any typical Western church service. At least this has been my personal experience whenever I was a Pentecostal, and then a Baptist, and then a non-denominational church member. But who are these people, and why should I trust them? I would have asked the same question just 3 years ago, when I didn't know a thing about the rich tradition of true Christianity. However, I still don't know so much, but from what I do know, it is clear for me to see that the Christians of old were holy and that their writings and lives were preserved for our benefit. Do you have a hard time believing that this is true? If you do, think about it. Who compiled the Bible you hold dear and read so faithfully? And who had the privilege to decide which of the letters stayed and which didn't make it into this holy book? Who kept the Christian faith alive before the Bible was even published? Well, our holy fathers had this awesome privilege, for they were filled with the grace of God, and they had the humility to act according to God's will. Imagine how much the Western Christian world has lost, that they have to invent their own countless interpretations of the Bible. But if they would only turn to these holy fathers, then perhaps the churches would not be so fragmented, since everyone would be in alignment. If you want to start reading the Bible with ancient commentary from holy fathers, then I recommend the Orthodox Study Bible. Most of the passages have very small commentaries added to it. However, you can also look up more commentary. If you're interested in a deep dive of the Gospels, I will be reading through all of the Gospel books, the 4 books of the Gospel, with commentary from St. John Chrysostom on the passages of the Gospel. So that is my goal for next month. So if you are interested, be sure to stick around for next month, where I will be doing deep dives on the Bible and the right interpretation of the Bible according to our Holy Father, St. John Chrysostom. Another way to strengthen your Christian faith is to read the Psalms daily if possible. If you go to an Orthodox church service, you'll find that they are filled with Psalms, and these are timeless wisdom. Again, it is best not to interpret these Psalms on our own. But I myself have gotten tripped up with this, thinking that I understood what they were saying, without confirming that my thoughts aligned with the teachings of our holy elders. This has honestly led me to a lot of confusion in the past, especially as a Protestant, having to do extra work to realign myself with the true beliefs of the Christian faith. Coming from an egotist who is currently working on repenting from this, not trusting my own thoughts and interpretations, and even emotions around what I read, has been very challenging. But reading the Psalms, especially when you're going through hardships, is a great blessing. Another way to improve ourselves as Christians is to read the lives of the saints. The more you read their lives, the better. This is so important and so often overlooked by many Christians, because many Christians don't even know that the lives of these holy people have been documented for our benefit. If you read through the lives of the saints, you may come across stories of their childhood and how in their childhood, these saints also loved reading about saints and tried to copy their lives. I have heard it said that the lives of the saints are the Bible in action. Coming from a Protestant perspective, it was really hard for me to believe that these people actually lived and that they did these miraculous things. even harder for me to believe that in today's world, there are holy people that are so filled with the Holy Spirit that if they told a mountain to move, that mountain would obey. The saints tend to be a stumbling block for a lot of Christians. But it is honestly so shocking and such a testimony to our Christian faith to see the heights that a human can achieve if they are filled with the Holy Spirit and are intentionally seeking the grace of God. Reading the life of a saint on a daily basis helps us to see ourselves in a better light. If we can spend some time reading the Bible, the Psalms, and the lives of the saints throughout the day, then the rest of our day can be spent meditating on these things and getting closer to sainthood ourselves. All of this can't happen without God. We must also remember that we can do nothing without God. God will make us better Christians, but we have to work to align our wills with His. And there is no better way to do this than by the action of spending the time in prayerful reading and meditation. There are many other things that one can do to become better Christians and be more serious about our Christian faith, such as faithfully attending as many church services as you have the strength to do, having a daily prayer rule, stopping during the daily hours of the church, thinking about the hours and what they mean, and even meditating on death and the last judgment. All of these come with time and with a commitment to be serious about being a better Christian. Let us not be Christians only in title. Instead, let us actively pursue God as if our lives depend on it, because they really do. I hope this video was a blessing to you and that you take your faith seriously. Please pray for me, a sinner. I'll see you in the next video.